Back to Alderac Pass. Different teams though. For the Bangbush, this is the second game on Alderac Pass in a row, but obviously we are continuing with the group stage now. So we have another best of 2 coming up, and this time it is Team that faces off against the red team. That should be a pretty interesting series between the two. So kind of looking forward to that. Team came in, I think, 3rd place in the first qualifier, so they have therefore not qualified yet for the Masters Clash. And it's interesting. Now, just to recap the system a little bit, we have 4 qualifiers in total for the playoffs. Each qualifier, the team that wins the qualifier automatically qualifies for the playoffs. The other teams, they gain points and then end up in the standings. With 4 qualifiers, it means 4 teams at the end of the qualifiers will directly be qualified for the playoffs, and another 4 teams will be taken from the rankings. So the teams that accumulated the most points but weren't able to win a tournament. Now, the Masters Clash is accumulating in an offline event in Paris, and in total there's 12,000 euros on the line, so quite a bit of pizza money. And the way that these qualifiers are designed is that all of the qualifiers take place over the course of 2 days. On day number 1, we have a group stage where the teams play best of 2s. There's 2 groups. The teams in those groups play a round robin, best of 2s. If you win the series with a 2-0, you get 3 points. If you tie with your opponent, you get 1 point. And if you lose, you get nothing. The 2 teams on top of each group after day 1 advance to day 2, where they're then going to play a small bracket. We have the semifinals, the grand final, and the 3rd place decider, and that's how this entire thing shapes up. So, a little bit more complicated than the normal thing, but nothing too crazy. Today we find ourselves in the 2nd qualifier, day 1, therefore our group stage, best of 2 series that we're heading into now. We got a lot of supports already banned out, and an early pick for Junkrat again. So Enabler picked the same hero on the last time that they played here on Alderac Pass. And let's have a look of how exactly Team is going to react here. Definitely very certain that we're going to get a little bit more. I mean, they are the favorites here, but they're also a team that tends to sometimes, you know, troll around a little bit. And of course, since this is qualifier number 2, it means that the team that won the last qualifier, the Khaldos, don't have to participate anymore, since they're qualified already. So as you go from qualifier number 1 to qualifier 2, 3, and 4, the competition gets technically easier. So Team thinking is probably, well, if you don't win the first one, we can lock in a victory on the 2nd or the 3rd. And it would be, I mean, quite shocking if they wouldn't directly qualify for the event. Then again, Bangbush has a couple of good names in the lineup, so there is maybe even a chance for an upset here. We have them with Muradin for Lauba. He's back to his favorite, and we got little Muradin here. Falstad, or played by Skog. So they got a global already. They can therefore try and play the macro game again. With bans coming in, and Lucio and Nubrak already claimed. I'm a little bit curious what they're going to ban out. Side laner. Blaze is still up. Hasn't been picked yet. And we also have Dehaka, Urel all up. Ooh, and they ban Zeratul. Alright. Banning Zeratul against Dino. Are we going to get that Urel though? Is Dequaza going for Urel, or are they just simply saying like, nope, we still have Blaze available, so let's go for him? Actually, now that I look at it, both teams haven't taken a side laner yet. So there's a chance we're going to see both. And there's Blaze. And Hanzo. Honor! Exactly. Okay, but again, now there's a chance that we either... Urel and Dehaka are both still up. So if you want to go for a full-on global team, then you can play Falstad and you also put Urel... you play Dehaka with Falstad. Then they would have to focus very heavily onto macro game, at least in the later stages. Totally possible, by the way. So yeah, they could do that. Ooh, Uther and Hogger. Alright, we get Hogger for Swam Grotta. And we get an Uther. It's kind of wild. Uther is honestly one of the supports that these days I associate more with an Uther main tank or a double support just in general. So seeing him as the solo support for a team is always a bit wild. Has a stun, obviously. Quite a bit of utility there, but he's gonna have a hard time with Lunara as well. So we get Lunara and Hanzo for the blue team. Alderac Pass, therefore. So guys, let's go. First game in our best of 2 series between Team and the Bangbush. Game number 1, Dino on Hanzo. We got Banana H on Lucio, Dequaza with Blaze, Masquerade on Anubarak, and Ultralisk on Lunara. On the right side of the map, we currently got Lauba on Muradin. Henning is playing Uther. We got Enabler on Junkrat, Skok on Falstad, and Swamgrotta on Hogger. It's actually kind of funny when you're looking at these name tags. I mean, honestly, I think it's kind of silly to rename your account and then put a tag in. But as you can see, they played for Granite Gaming together in the past. Swamgrotta, Skok, and Henning, and obviously some of the others as well. So it's quite the thingy. What's the face? Quite the roller coaster when it comes to how the teams are being shuffled around all the time. The roster apocalypse. But yeah, it's just how it goes when you have so many different tournaments and so many people that play together in the past. Some of them maybe going inactive for a while or just don't have the time to put in a tournament or two, and then things slowly shift around. You have someone subbing in, dropping back out. So it's kind of cool. It mixes things up a little bit, and I personally like it. And of course, it's also cool to see old friends play together again. In this case, also seeing Swamgrotta once more. Swamgrotta is always fun to watch. And you never really know if he busts out a Murky or something. So if it at any point goes to, let's say, Tomb of the Spider Queen, there's always that threat that he's going to go a little bit nuts with it. But yeah, we'll see. Either way, the camps are now up at the 1 minute mark, and both of the teams are immediately moving in for it. I guess this is something where you will see both of them being very diligent around it. We had in the previous game in the group, Team Kayak missing out on the timing a couple of times. And I don't think this is going to happen here, since they are quite experienced, both of the teams. And of course, Team is the favorite right now, obviously. They are quite strong. Was surprised that they didn't win qualifier number 1, but the Hardos played a fantastic tournament in the first qualifier. Yeah, Dequaza. Oh boy, that was nearly first blood. I honestly thought that he would be taken down here, but nope. Not happening. And now we're having them move in. Owls at the bot lane with Falstad again, so they're trying to do the same thing that they did previously, just dominate these side lanes as best they can and get the extra experience, out-rotate the opponent with a quick push through the 4-man. And maybe they can pull it off here too. Already we had Masquerade booped around a bit. At level 4 we're now getting the extra damage with the reverberation. We also have the hammer gains in play. Incinerator gauntlets for our boy Blaze. And Dequaza, again, one of the best Blaze players, of course. And he has plenty of experience. Normally they even first pick him. But lately, especially on a map like this, where you can also go into Dehaka and Urel would have worked well with them. They didn't prioritize him that highly. Came in, I think it was in the 2nd or the 3rd rotation even. But Lunara already with some damage up at the top. Henning on Uther. I mean, that is actually interesting. Like, back in the day, one of the arguments that was always made for Lunara against Uther was that he has a tough time healing outer damage over time. That is just not really working, especially if you're going, back then, the main build on level 7 was Splintered Spear, so we were trying to spread the damage out quite a lot to make it harder for him to keep up with her. I don't think we're going to see that adjustment, but talking about Lunara, Bambi is down. Oh dear, just when I am sitting here and praising Lunara, all of a sudden she gets ganked up. And that's the beauty of having a global in your team, of course, too. It's not only that continuous side lane pressure and the experience gain that you can lock in for yourself, but you can also very quickly rotate and gank up on someone. And, well, they banged her up pretty quickly. So here's level 7. We have the secret weapon in. And also seeing red Skull Crusher, and Falstad is getting value. Lunara slowly moving in as the rest of the teams are poking out the bottom of the map around the prisoner camps in an attempt to see if they can maybe, just maybe, lock in a progress for the first objective. So far that hasn't really happened here. Banana Age is just trying to piss Lau off a little bit. Lucio doing what he does best as usual. And now they are still poking here in the middle. So, yeah. Alright, with that, we currently have a little bit more of pressure. And in the mid lane, they're already taking down the first wall. So that one has been destroyed. We have Ultralisk sitting here up at the top against Skog. And we could actually see a kill here. If one of them gets a lucky hit off, especially, of course, with those hammerangs coming out. If he can do a bit more work there, he might just be able to get enough damage in. The problem is against Lunari, you got to be super careful. Because with the choke in Poland, she can also burst you down very quickly in a one-on-one situation. But either way, we have the first objective slowly progressing for the blue team. So they are taking the early lead on it and maybe are able to lock that one in. Falstad is back to the top lane, but he also had to fly in, so he doesn't have his global available right now. But he's still playing it out with Ultralisk. The two continue with their 1v1. And it might, honestly, I think they're going to get it now. Unless someone on the red team is moving in. No, they don't. This is the first objective for the blue team. Hogger is also dead. Now that adds insult to injury. Not only did they lose the objective, but they're also losing a hero in the process. So that's a great move for Team They're able to get the first cavalry, and in addition to that, they eliminated Hogger, pull ahead in experience, get the early level 10. I don't think they can use that window, but they're trying. They go for the quick engage. Can they get that connected? If they get the arrow out, even close distance, and after a stun, they might be able to get a kill in here. Yeah, Dino. Alright, they don't go for the arrow. They get a bit of damage on Enabler. They're at least forcing their hand slightly. But it would have, of course, been fantastic if they could have gotten the kill here. Yeah. Oh, the bird! The arrow of death straight from the bot lane. Nice. Yeah, that one was pretty cool. So down at the bottom of the map in the meantime, we still have Dequaza pushing Lauba away. They're going for the Bambi chase here. Yeah, Bambi's moving in. There's the Divine Shield. He might still fall though, and yes he does. So not only did he... Wait a second. He didn't burn the cooldown. What am I talking about? I could have sworn. Okay, I definitely misread. No, he did. He did. Yeah, that weirded me out for a second. That didn't go in cooldown until he died. So yes, so Uther is down. He burned the cooldown and then he died too. The top fort has fallen. The fort at the bot lane, I mean, might as well, right? They're already waiting for the boss over here. A little bit of Masca beast stepping. That boss is late to the party. Must have been a Spanish boss. Mañana, mañana. Ah, we got time. Not in a hurry here. But yeah, with one fort down, second fort damaged. It's a pretty good start. Lauba also went back into his Haymaker, just saying. So his Haymaker ringing it up. And that is a free... Well, is it a free boss? Maybe it's not as free as I thought. They get it. Yeah! Falstad didn't even go for the gust. He realized... Well, could they have gotten it? I honestly wonder. If he gusts there, do they get it? It might have just been a little bit too late. He would have probably gusted them on the point. He didn't have the angle. If he doesn't have his cooldown ready for the barrel roll to reposition himself, then yeah. But there's a stun into a stun. They go for Lauba. Keep in mind, he doesn't have Avatar. Still playing it out with Haymaker here. And that limits his options a little bit in these fights. There's a level 13 talent now as well. Boss at the top lane is only being dealt with by a Skog on Falstad. So, yeah, the birdie. Lucio is in the middle, you know, attacking them, scouting them, and buying time for the second boss to be claimed. As long as Falstad is at the top, they don't have to worry about anybody invading, but they're even double-checking the bush here to be on the safe side. I mean, the guys are called Bang Bush in the first place, so you gotta check those bushes. Lauba, they are poking him hard. He might die here. Yeah, he would have died if not for the Divine Shield, but even with that, he might still fall because Masquerade is trying to cut him off. Lauba down, the dwarf is gone, and he pretty much just ping-ponged Mirrodin over towards the bunker. Now Hogger is dead too, and oh boy, they're gonna lose Uther as well, aren't they? Oh, yep. There it is. Uther is dead. Guys, there's only 2 defenders left, and they can now move in with the boss at the bot lane and try and take that out. Oh my god, that is rough. 2 levels behind pretty much already. The objective is now up on the map as well. Riptire defense attempt. Mirrodin is finally back, but they're already getting damage on the fort. There's the arrow. No real follow-up there. A little bit of a poke happening by Dino at least. And Skog is getting chunked down much more than I expected him to. There, on the other hand, is a shockwave. Oh, he saved Banana Age! Ah, that's unfortunate. Enabler. He barely missed out on it, but yeah. Of course, he wanted to just catapult him back into not only the range of the keep, but also the rest of the team. And that just didn't work out for him. Now we have, at the top lane, Skok doing his thing. 6 kills to 1 and level 16 in just another moment. So, yeah, big plays are being made here. If they get 16 with an objective, we're gonna at least see 1 keep fall. And that fort in the middle is already going to be eliminated if they are pushing further. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're just quickly moving in, taking the wave down. And once they eliminate... well, the fort might stand. I honestly thought that Lunara would move in together with them and get some damage connected. But no, she didn't. But since they took the wave down, they get the experience for level 16. So there's the talent advantage that they were looking for. And they also start claiming the objective. There's very little that the Bang Bush can do. The arrow, nicely dodged. Well done by Falstad, but he still gets cocooned. And if they can follow up on it proper with a stun, can they get something? No? Yeah, Masquerade instead gets attacked. Masquerade! Oh, the shockwave! But they can't get him. Another fly in an attempt by Skok to move in. That didn't work either. They might still get the Quasar. He bunkers up quickly. But he's not out of harm's way yet. Lucio allows him for a quick escape, and they get the objective. I like that the Bang Bush is willing to fight here, but they are a bit desperate, of course. They're down by 2 levels. They are trailing behind a talent, and they are trying to somehow get something done, get a kill, and have a chance to defend, but it's not looking good. They are about to lose Falstad here. The Divine Shield saving him, but not for long. He dies regardless. Perfect timing on the engage, just as the shield went down. And they are poking the wall out at the top even before the cavalry is here. They have the second objective. It's a massive lead for them. Mid lane, in even worse shape. Pressuring here too. There's another quick engage. Slamkrota saves himself, but that's Junkrat gone. Another fantastic arrow from Dino. They go for Lulba. And he is about to go down too. The dwarf is dead, no heals from Uther. Couldn't deal with it. Yeah, well, and that is... I mean, this might be game. Not only do they lose the keep at the top, but they are likely going to lose the keep at the bottom of the map now, since Dequaz is escorting another camp in. Top keep has already fallen, meaning one of the armor shields is gone. But if they can just kill Dino here, that might... Yes, there it is. They might just be able to fight another day. 2 of the armor shields on the boss are removed, but if you're playing a 5v4, which will be the case in a few more seconds, then maybe they can save the game for now. But even if they do, they might just prolong the inevitable, because we are still looking at 3 forts, 3 keeps, 4 team. They only lost 2 heroes in this entire game. At least there's level 16 now for the Bang Bush, so they have Benediction, which is going to be big. The headbangers in, we got the afterburner. And, yeah. Oh, and the tactical pause. Ultralisk. Look at that. And let's hope that's not an internet connection problem for him again. That was always the issue in the past. But that is, as far as I know, has been solved for a long, long time now. But as it stands, the situation is obviously a little bit tricky. You're 2 levels behind. You lost 2 of your keeps. I guess the only thing that they can do is try and make some plays for bosses. Because they got to do something, right? You have to push these lanes out a bit. They got false stats. They have a global. If they use that to control the side lane, they can still make sure that there's not too much pressure on the core. Core also regenerates. That's big on this map. But they need to win team fights now. And the only thing that they can really do in order to force those is try to go either for the objective, which is currently not up, or instead make a play for boss. Now, that's not going to be a great fight because it's pretty transparent and Team is going to contest that. But you have to throw some kind of Hail Mary if you're in this position, or you're not going to be able to bring this back. The only chance you have is playing for some team fights, win them, and then use that momentum and the time where your opponent is at a numeric disadvantage to push this a bit. In terms of damage, you can already see that there is definitely a bit of a problem. We have 48,000 for Hanzo right now. A lot of it is also poke, but with all of the stuns connected and with Dino just absolutely crushing on it, they are getting those kills in very, very quickly. Hanzo and Lunara are the only one that died so far, the 2 damage dealers. Everybody else is still at 0 deaths. We have 26,000 damage for Junkrat. And jungle is obviously also going to be pretty crucial here. If they get a good Stormbolt from Murden and then a follow-up from Junkrat to displace a hero, that would be kind of nice. But yeah, there's the move. I mean, Masquerade is obviously anticipating it because it is a Captain Obvious move. That play is born out of desperation and you have to make it. But it is, again, obvious. That arrow, they needed to see that coming. That arrow, you need to see that arrow coming. I mean, yeah. In a situation like this, you know the arrow is coming at some point. That they got caught off guard by this is a bit wild. Uther down. They're going to go for Murden too as they're chasing. But yeah, as you can see here, the arrow comes in. Quick triple stun. Nobody sees it coming really. And then they move in. They get the damage. It was a desperate play to begin with. But of course, now there's just no hope anymore. They lost 4 heroes in that encounter. And that is gonna be a game for map number 1. We got a 1-0 lead for Team against the Bangbush as Alderac Pass ends in favor of the blue team. Nicely done and really well played here. So they justify the role of a favorite. But we're now headed for game number 2. And we'll see if maybe the red team can at least put 1 point on the board, or if Team Wa is gonna take it with a flawless victory.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Sky Temple, map number 2. The Bangbush got a bit banged up on Alderac Pass. Now they're trying to at least take 1 point out of the series. This is, as explained in the previous game, a best of 2. But Team Wa played very solid. That last encounter was a bit unfortunate. I guess, you know that arrow is coming, but in this case, they were occupied in the fight. Didn't see it. Dino, I mean, he just murdered with the arrows. I think one was sidestepped, and outside of that, every single arrow that he YOLO'd out hit the mark. He stunned 3 heroes with it, and the follow-up was there right away, and that obviously marked the end of the game very, very quickly. So, now that we're having Sky Temple ready as our second map, chosen, by the way, by the Bangbush, which is already making me instantly suspicious. If you have a team with at least these guys, if they go for map choice over first pick, first ban, that makes me instantly suspicious of what's going on. So, we'll see why they pick Sky Temple here. Do they have maybe a pocket draft available, or is it just a preference pick where they're saying like, hey, this is what we're trying to do? So we got Rhaegar, Lucio and Sylvanas banned out. And Sylvanas is banned, honestly, at this point. I'm thinking Vikings. I don't know why. Vikings is not even the best pick for this map, so I don't even know why I'm thinking that. If you want to play Vikings, there are other maps that are way better for it. So I think that's actually not really it. But you can tell that they're hesitating on the second ban because there's like, what's going on here? Do we have to pick something? Are they going to try and blindside us with a pick, or what's happening? Sylvanas is obviously also banned because Dino really loves to play the hero. Very strong, the side lane pressure is great. If you are good at rotating away from the fight and doing a little bit of split pushing, then Sylvanas is fantastic. We got a Bright V. I mean, a lot of supports are being banned right away. Okay. But yeah, now we have Jojo coming in as our first pick. Keep in mind that a lot of the fights and a lot of the games in Sky Temple are oftentimes decided on the boss. So you want to have some tools on that. Tyrael, Sanctification, False Stat, Gust, Tyrael Hold Your Ground also, of course. Generally speaking, in a normal Sky Temple game, at one point or another, a team will go for boss, where it's quite obvious and where it's going to be a team fight. There's 2 scenarios where this happens. Either it's a team that already has a talent advantage and tries to use that to grab the boss, or it's a team that is behind and realizes, hey, if we don't go for it, we're going to lose the game anyway, so we might as well just try and see if we can turn it that way. But oftentimes you will have that battle. Malfurion and Tracer quickly picked and also taken away. from the blue team. Would have been a possible combo for Team since they are playing with Masquerade and Tyrael. But that gives us also the Sanctification I was just talking a second ago. So yeah. Still wondering what else we could now get for the boss play, of course. It reminds me a bit of that Sanctification that Nagrom hit. When was it? It was like a qualifier or two ago. Nagrom's Sanctification on Sky Temple with Tyrael. I think quite a few people that are watching this probably remember what happened there. He subbed in for Masquerade for Team and they won Sky Temple, but we had a very special fail. It was kind of wild. But yeah, I mean, either way. I think it was in the playoffs of the X Cup Winter, now that I think about it. Chen has been banned, so has Genji, so we don't have Fat Illidan in this game. And Genji is not going to hunt anybody down, but we got Greymane instead, so he can try and get those auto attacks in. And with the Sanctification, that's obviously pretty nice as well. Yep. Sanctification, Tyrael support in general, and then Greymane moving in. Now we got Stukov. Clearly is going to be a Judgment into Lurking Arm. Kappa. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah. So, are we going to get something a little bit crazy from Swamp Grotto, yes or no? So far, it seems to be a normal Tracer draft for them. And really trying to get Scott into a good position here. But with a double pick, maybe they have something up their sleeve. No global set, by the way. No false set, no Dehaka. There's Dehaka at least. And we get Thrall. So maybe another Trash Lightning? I mean, with the Temple fights, could go for it. A little bit less likely than the plays that we've seen from Mahazo Ops with Thrall on Battlefield of Eternity, where you're getting a lot more early game value if you're playing with Trash Lightning. Final pick for Ultralisk. So, what's it gonna be? How are they rounding this one up? They need a bit more damage, probably range. Abathar! Okay, I'll take that too. The Slug is in the house, everybody. We got a Greymane double. Double Greymane. And, of course, also a bit more control over the map. I like it, I like it. And that's awesome. Sky Temple, second map in the series. He had the second qualifier of the Masters Clash. Let's go. Team is in the lead and is looking for the 2-0 to get their 3 points for the group. We have Dainu on Greymane, Dequaza on Hogger, Banana H on Stukov, Ultralisk on the Slabathar, and Masquerade on Tyrael. On the right side of the map, Skog on Tracer for the Bang Bush. We got an Enabler on Thrall, Svamgrotta on Dehaka, Henning playing Malfurion, and Lauber on Johanna. And he's going for the Trolling Thunder as level 1 talent. And here we go. Now, I've been talking about it a lot, but now that we have Abathar again in the game, I have to mention it once more. Make Abathar great again. Maga. We could make some heads. Maybe we create them in red just so that people, you know, recognize them real quickly. But yeah, make Abathar great again. We have to start initiative, and I personally have a way how we can make him great again. I am advocating for a new heroic ability for Abathar, and we're calling it Bitch Slap. And what it pretty much does is, if you move in with Abathar and you hit somebody from behind, then you insta-kill them. Or maybe 2 hits are needed to kill them, but something along those lines. You get the idea. Imagine the possibilities. Medivh Abathar, all of a sudden, it is an insanely scary combo. You get an Octograb, Abathar bursts behind you in a bush, comes in, bam, the big slap, boom, and you're dead. There's so many options all of a sudden. Stitches with the hook, Abathar sneaks around the target, gets the hits in, and you are creating a completely different game there. So I really think we got something. But yeah, it's gonna be big. Again, guys, keep it in mind. We're gonna make it a thing. Make Abathar great again. Oh, and currently they are making Greymane regret the day that he moved into this. Tracer actually survived that. Ah, and there's the second kill. Banana H is dead too. So, that's 2 kills already for the red team. They're not stopping there. Yeah, I don't know. This really didn't work out the way that team envisioned it. They are losing 3 heroes, and if you're playing with Abathar, you already have a buddy less in those team fight, and therefore, of course, 1 hit point pool less. So this is a very unfortunate start for him. Yeah, that's a little bit crazy right now. 3 kills to 0. We nearly got level 4. And that could be the beginning of... I mean, I don't want to call it a comeback. It's not really possible in best of 2, but you know what I mean. They might be able to get a point on the board after all. For now, we have on level 4 also the Feral Resilience for Thrall. They have a bit of a lead in XP here, obviously, but it's also the Siege Giants that they were just able to lock in the play that they can run now down to the bottom of the map. And, hello? For a second I thought Banana might die here. That would have been rough. But you should never count the blue team out. They've been having too many big games in the past, so yep, there's that. All the way up at the top, it's a bit of a vision fight. Get the fuck away from my watchtower. Hey, Quasar with a left. Bam! Alright, so we have the first temples activating. That's where the party really starts. Abathur's most likely at some point transitioning down to the bot lane and trying to soak some experience with his body. There's no globe. Well, actually, there's the Haka. I know that I think about it, might be a little bit risky. And talk about risky. Greymane is dead again. Dino! What's going on here? Second time that he dies. That's 4 deaths on Team side. So that's a little bit crazy. Top side, yeah, Enabler. He's still dealing with the camp, so they can't go for the top temple. But we have the Haka now at the bottom of the map getting some extra XP. Abathur, of course, with the symbiote can always attempt to push the lanes out a little bit. Skork! Oh, and that's the kill! Tracer is dead! Tyrael came in, and that's a quick kill right there. We need a mule, though. Now that he has mule, I want it dropped. And now that I think about it, why would you drop it on the opponent's structure? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Stukov is down, and they get a counter kill, so both of the supports are gone. Malfurion is also eliminated. And Dino is again on the run. He might not make it. If he gets slowed here... Oh, but they keep him alive. Lava was a bit too low. I couldn't really do a lot here. He just needs healing. He's pulling a Genji on them pretty much. Skork missed the bomb, but still gets the kill. How many times did Dino die by now? Dino died 3 times already. Now, interestingly enough, they are ahead in experience, so they are way behind in kills, but they have taken the experience lead. Abathur, of course, helping with that slightly. But it's also the structures where they're doing fairly well. So yeah, there's another move, this time for Quasar, and that's another kill. Jesus, they are getting crushed here. Abathur hasn't died yet, neither has Masquerade, but everybody else is just getting popped. It's pretty much whack-a-mole here against the blue team. Some damage in the middle, but not as much as you would expect. So top side, the wall is still intact, but look at the fort. This thing has nearly been taken down. Masquerade is now going in to finish what they started earlier. Yeah, Abathur helps out and can easily escape. So the first fort is eliminated. Structurally, the blue team is ahead. They are behind in kills and also in experience. Might be used with level 10 as a tool for the bang bush to maybe grab a boss. Unlikely. Don't think the window is big enough. They might try. I don't think so, no. But maybe they can go into the mid lane and do a bit of extra damage on the fort. That might already be enough. We have 4 now, level 10s coming up in just another moment. It's a pretty interesting back and forth that we have between them. And level 10 is of course also where Abathur really comes online, because then you can come in with a copy and can dominate these fights a little bit more with Greymane. That's also where Lauber needs to be very, very diligent with his blind to try and hit both of them if he can. Blessed Shield for a bit of added control. Sanctification, of course. Ultimate Evolution. We got the Sundering this time. And yeah, here comes the go for the throat. A little bit of anti-Tracer build. Enabler. He gets out. Okay, that was important. If he dies, if they can set that gank up and take him down, that would be really unfortunate, not only for the next objective, but for the bot lane in general. Would have led to an immediate push, but look at that. They're getting sneaky again. Lauber, they go for a copy. They commit. They actually commit to this. I don't know if that works. They're starting to fall back, and that means that Abathur just used his copy for nothing. And with the copy out of the picture, they might go for the boss themselves now. I don't think they're going to let this one slide. So there's a chance for Team to turn that around. But we have top lane pressure as well. Svamgrota is coming in with the camp. Boss is still kept in play for a little bit longer. Yeah, they're poking it again, and they're buying time for the top lane. But the Haka is now in the action. Sanctification is still available, but they also got the Sundering and the Blessed Shield. Boss is gonna be attacked. Here comes the shockwave and the kill on Thrall. Malfurion low, Sanctification, the big slaps from Stukov. They take the boss and they take the kills. 4 down. Oh boy, they want to go for more, but they can't get the Dehaka kill, I guess. Oh, they're still trying. No way. 5-man team wipe. And boy, that was big. Mad lead all of a sudden. Boss gets taken, Tyrael jumps in, drops a Sanctification, big slaps from Stukov, creating space. They take the fort in the mid lane, and down at the bottom of the map the pressure continues with the boss going for the last remaining one. The temple is also up, so they're gonna get this one too. Elite in experience, virulent reaction for more control. Yeah, that boss, I mean, that thing turned everything. It was a lead at this point for the Bang Bush, and they thought that they had... I mean, they thought they had it. With Abathar using his ult already, not having it available, there was a solid chance to grab it. But since they lost this many heroes and they lost the boss too, they're of course now more than a level behind. Blue team caught up in kills, and they are massively ahead in structures. I mean, massively ahead. The combo of Tyrael and Stukov there was just too much. Easily created enough space to lock the boss in. Now they're getting the shots here. And yeah, they're claiming all of them. Rayquaza gets attacked. In the normal team fights, they're suffering a little bit. Rayquaza goes down. They look for the counter kill. There's the copy too, so they got the double Greymane now. And Skog dies to Abathar. Nice, Ultralisk. Well done. And Abathar did even more damage in that last encounter. Not having a level 13 talent available at the beginning of the fight obviously helped the blue team. And now they are pushing it further, taking Malfurion down too. Lauba is also low. They're still trying to fight this one out, but they're going to be chased down very, very quickly if this continues. Masquerade is the only one that might have been in a bit of trouble here. But there's always Greymane. And look at Dino. Dino with the help of Abathar is just absolutely murdering them. Yeah, easy kill with the cocktail against the Haka. 11 kills to 8. They're 2 levels ahead now, and the top lane is also getting demolished. So Abathar is immediately pushing over with the symbiote and is helping to take one of the towers down. Yeah, this escalated way too quickly. I mean, way too quickly. That went from, yeah, we're maybe winning this one, to, oh my god, we're gonna lose in a minute. So, yeah, that was crazy. Camps are, of course, now stolen all over the place. They're taking one after another. Got Banana Age and Dino doing their thing over here. And are down at the bottom of the... I mean, honestly, if you're at the Bang Bush, you are just looking for a way to stop the bleeding a bit. You have to react on every lane. They had to delete the camp top side. Now they have to deal with the siege giants at the bottom. The next camp is getting timed to just around the temple, as you can see here. So I guess Greymane is going to take this on the way out. And we already have a level 16 talent advantage for a team, which more or less makes it impossible to get a team fight going for the Bang Bush. If they can get a gank, bank someone up, then yeah, that would be okay. But good luck with that. So, well, they find Rayquaza. For just a second I thought they might get the stun here. If they would have been able to stun him, then maybe they get a kill. But yeah, as it stands, a 5 versus 5 fight, you don't want to take that one. So yeah, Siege Giants at the bot lane have so far been ignored. I guess Gorilla needs to deal with it. Someone needs to deal with this, or this is going to be the wall. I mean, again, Abathar is helping already with the symbiote. But right now, okay, finally, Skog is making his way over towards it. But everybody else is just trying to trap them. They go for the first temple. 3 kills ahead. A little bit of damage at least at the bottom of the map, but not enough. And Jojo takes over. If they can get an even shrine trade, an even temple trade, that's probably the best that they can hope for now. But the issue is, of course, as usual, if you're so far behind in structures on Sky Temple, eventually even trades on the objective, temple for temple, are not going to do anything for you. Because you're just losing too quickly. And that's exactly what's happening here. Yes, they can take down that bottom fort, congratulations, but what are you going to do with it? Abathar is taking down. Now that's kind of wild. So Dehaka went to the top, saw him, used the global. They're trying to punish him for it. The slug went down, but they need more than that. Sanctification is here, and Banana Age is going to die. They're going to get him. There's the Sundering, and they might be able to get more. It depends on whether or not Swamgoroda is able to connect to Kong. He's not. Fort in the keep in the middle, by the way, nearly down. Wall destroyed over here. Keep taking damage. Even with Abathar and Stukov taken apart, you're losing structures too quickly. Way too quickly. What the Bang Bush needs is... I mean, honestly, they need to YOLO it out on the boss again, I think. It's the most likely play that we're going to see. Oh, that might just... Nope. Nope, they're not going to get it, I know. They're not going to get him. They need more. They need way more than that. The Haka's at the top. Lauba, he dies. They get the fort, but they're losing Malfurion too. So this is 13 kills to 10 now. And as you can tell, one keep is low, second keep is low, and there's still a fort standing on the side of Team Wah. And now that Thrall has also been eliminated, hashtag not my war chief, they go straight into the mid lane in an attempt to maybe even take the keep down already. So yeah, boss is up. You could go for that eventually. Yeah, he's dead. Nice Sudoku move. Full Sudoku by Hogger. He's dead. And yep, there's that. Alright, alright, alright. There they go. Straight in for the boss. 41,000 damage for Greymane. 31,000. Siege Giants first, I guess. Alright. You got 68,000 siege damage from the Haka. He's been side laning the entire time here. Now they're half a level away from 20. And yes, the Haka, I mean, again, how are you going to play this now? If you wait until 20, they can go for boss whenever they want to. Honestly, if your team, you don't have to fight on the boss. You don't have to. You're so far ahead already. All you gotta do is try and get a couple of shots on the objective, send a couple of waves out, a couple of mercenary camps, and let Abathar do his thing with the symbiote and just push one wave after another for these keeps. You can really play it slow. You don't have to go all out here. And there we have, level 20. Blessed Shield also missing, so that's not a good start. Siege Giants at the bot lane, so that's already a problem. We get the big slaps with the controlled chaos, we got the blunderbuss, and we got Hive Mind. And yes, with the temple capture, we have Hogger getting a few shots connected. That means keep number 1 is a Gonzo. They're just posturing at the boss a little bit. Second keep is also going to fall in another moment. The Haka is maybe going to try and contest this a bit, but the Quasar is in no rush. Tracer had to deal with the Siege Giants at the bottom of the map, and as soon as she appeared on the minimap, they of course started to make those aggressive moves. So yeah, 14 kills to 11. And another keep about to fall. Actually, he moved away from the temple just before it fell. But yeah, there's the shots again. Gets 1, gets 2, and bye-bye keep. So one single structure standing before the core is going to get attacked directly. And Team Bang Bush, they obviously opted to go for 20. They're trying to get the experience, and then they have to take a few risks and take the fights with Storm Talons. That's pretty much the only thing they can do. They sacrificed 2 of their keeps. They were fully aware this would happen. And now they need to soak experience. The next wave is the one in the middle that they can get. Get level 20 and then make their play. It's the only thing that they can do. Lauba is just double checking that the blue team isn't able to get the boss before they have their Storm Talons. But they are already starting to push this. It will likely come to a boss fight. Lauba even diving out deep here to get the XP so they get their level 20. And now they know they can at least make that fight happen. It's the typical Hail Mary play that we're seeing on this map over and over and over again. So right now we got the Radiating Faith. Depends a little bit on what we can get with Contagion from them. If they can hit, especially of course Tyrael, that would be huge. But everybody is centering around this now. With the exception of the Haka, who still might have to protect the top lane a little bit. And he's the only global. So that side lane protection is super, super important right now. At least take the catapults down. He needs to try and eliminate those, and that's exactly what he's currently doing. And then they could technically try and go for the fight here, and they will. But they gotta control the Haka. So guys, here's the big battle. It's the last chance that we have for the team in red. They take the copy down. There's the Blessed Shield. Contagion is already in. They go for Stukov. The Sanctification saving them. But that's an ult that can't be used on the boss anymore if the fight resets. But it doesn't seem like it does. They get the kill. Stukov is dead. The counter kill on Tracer though. Dino jumping in, dropping him. Now Svem Grotta is dead too. And Enabler is not gonna make it. That's 3 down. The core is already being attacked. There's still 2 catapults on it. We're 17 minutes in. And they are going to go for victory right here. There's a double temple coming up. They're looking for another kill. The boss is up for grabs as well. They don't have their support, so they're not going to be making a move for the core directly. But still, a little bit of a play around here by the Quasar. They go for Lauber. He's dead too. Core is about to take some damage. There it is. Catapult shots are being fired. And now with so many down and only Malfurion alive, they obviously can move to the core regardless. Doesn't matter that they don't have a support here. It's a 2-0 victory and 3 more points for Team in the group. Nicely done. Well played. And the Bang Bush, they take their first big loss here. The Apatha. The Apatha Ragdoll. Jesus.